Today's class is going to be a nice little feel-good flow. So we're going to move, get into different areas, different parts of the body, and be with our breath. So when you're ready, we'll begin lying on our backs. Just make sure you have plenty of space, plenty of room, and we'll begin to make our way down. Just begin to let your shoulders land, let your head soften back, and we'll begin to take up some space, letting the legs blossom out towards that top edge. And just let your hands, your arms soften down beside you. And as you find your way here to your back body, just begin to let your eyes softly close. Let your face begin to melt. Feeling your forehead smooth, your jaw to relax. Maybe even the tongue to release from the roof of the mouth. And we'll gently begin to seal the lips and take a deeper inhale through the nose, filling up into the low belly, into the chest, the entirety of the lungs. We'll take a nice long exhale through the nose to release. And just continuing with this rhythm, taking full breaths in through the nose, long breaths out through the nose. Just beginning to let the breath anchor you here into this moment, into your practice. Feeling that life force traveling throughout the body. And let's take one more inhale here in stillness, just at your own pace, inhaling to fill up, and exhaling to let it go. And on your next breath in, we'll slowly begin to bend the knees one at a time, and we'll hug our knees into our chest. Let your hands wrap around your knees, your shins, truly wherever feels best. You can even go to the backs of the thighs. But as the knees come in, you could give yourself a nice little squeeze, or maybe you find a little movement, maybe a little rock side to side, massaging into the low back, your sacrum. And you could even explore, maybe making circles with the knees. Circle out your ankles, your feet, maybe spread the toes. Just really exploring, taking what feels good to you here in this moment, and just staying with your breath, knowing that we have this time to experiment, to explore, knowing there's no expectations, no judgment. Just this time to be, and this time to breathe. If you're finding movement, we'll come back to stillness. And begin to straighten both legs up towards the sky. Maybe the hands finding the back sides of your legs for a moment. And then on your next inhale, we'll begin to extend the arms up to the sky. So let your feet, your ankles stack right over your hips, your wrists right over your shoulders. We'll let the palms face in towards one another and begin to flex into your feet. So flexing into the ankles, we'll let our toes draw down towards us, beginning to press the heels up towards the sky. Really now activating through our legs, firming through the quads, the thighs, feeling the muscles hugging our bones. And as we hold with all of our limbs extending up, I want you to feel your belly, especially your belly button, drawing down, almost like it's magnetized towards your spine. It's hugging in, almost feeling maybe the low back flattening to the earth. Take another inhale. On your exhale, we'll explore lowering the right leg, lowering towards the earth, and extending the left arm up overhead. So reaching opposite limbs in two opposite directions, hovering up off the floor, above the earth, keeping our left leg, left arm still. Let your inhale rise you back up, lifting back up over the joints. And we'll switch sides, exhaling to lower the left leg, the right arm. Inhale to lift it back up. And we'll move side to side, exhaling to lower. Inhaling to lift. Nice controlled movements. Exhaling with control. Inhaling to rise. Just staying with your breath. Let's take one more either side. And once you've finished, you're evened. We'll come back to center. Hug your right knee into your chest, send your left leg out long. Ekapada Apanasana, or wind remover pose. We'll let the left side of our body, that left leg, get really heavy, feeling the heel driving down into the mat. We'll give our right leg a big squeeze. And as the hands draw your right thigh towards your chest, can you press your right shin into your hands? It's almost like you are going against, countering what you're doing with your hands. Just finding a bit of resistance, feeling that right hip slightly draw down. We'll take another inhale. With your exhale, we'll guide the right leg across the body, coming into a twist, using that left hand to help. We'll extend the right arm out from the shoulder, straight out, or if you're tight on space, you're always welcome to bend at the elbow, cactusing out that arm. Let your shoulders stay heavy. Your gaze to stay soft. Continuing to feel your right hip lengthening down towards that top of the mat. So the right side body stays long. You could even take your left hand to your right thigh to help gently press that hip away. And on your next inhale, slowly unwind back to center. If you hear barking or birds chirping, just know it is the outside, adding a little challenge for us, our focus. Okay, once back in center, let's switch out our legs. We'll bend our left knee into our chest. We'll send our right leg out long. Ekapada Apana, just Apanasana, just now on the other side. So just like before, that opposite heel is driving down. We're firming through that quad, that thigh. And as the left thigh now hugs in, we'll press the left shin into the hands, feeling that left hip descend. And whenever there's an external sound, it's always nice to bring that into practice. On your exhale, let's find that twist. Guide your left leg across the body, left arm out to the left, feeling your shoulders ground down. And just stay with your breath. But again, as sounds come in, like maybe your animals barking, maybe a plane flying by, whatever it may be, yard work, a lot of the times these things can get frustrating. They can take our attention, our focus away from whatever we may be working on in the moment. But it's a really powerful tool to be able to recognize it, to realize where the sound is and where it's coming from. But just as it shows up, can you allow yourself to release that, to let it be, and bring your focus back to wherever you may be, like the practice, to your breath. On your next inhale, let's unwind, coming back to center. We'll hug both knees into our chest, giving ourselves a nice big squeeze. Once back in center, bringing your hands to the backs of the thighs, let's rock and roll along the length of our spine just a few times, rocking forward and back. I always say I feel like a little roly-poly when I do this. And when you're ready, getting some momentum, let's rock and roll all the way up through to a tabletop. So coming to our hands, to our knees, coming to all fours, beginning to find the stacking of our joints. So wrists right around the shoulders, knees right around our hips, and separating your feet back behind your thighs. We'll find our gaze down between our thumbs, between our hands. Nice long neutral spine here. Make sure your elbow creases are pointing forward. Begin to feel your low belly hugging in yet again. Nice. Once we land, on your inhale, cow pose. Reach your tailbone to the sky. Let your belly drop in, shining your heart forward. We'll gaze forward out in front of us. Exhale, cat. Think the opposite. Tucking the tailbone, rounding through the spine, drawing chin to chest. Inhale, cow. Find that back bend. Shine your heart forward. Exhale, curl and round. Really press into the earth. Spread the shoulder blades. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's take that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back to a neutral spine, neutral position. And we'll begin to walk our hands forward. We're coming into a supported plank. So as your hands walk forward, we'll shift our hips forward, finding our shoulders once again over our wrists. And as the weight shifts into our hands, I really want you to focus on grounding down into the tips and the base of each finger. Feeling almost a little suction cup actioning with the hands. And gazing down in front of you. Neck is nice and long, torso is nice and long. And that low belly is still hugging in and up. We'll take a full inhale. On your exhale, we'll bend the elbows nice and slow, keeping the arms in tight as we lower all the way to our belly. Once down, the tops of the feet will stay grounded. Let's just walk our hands back about a handprint or so. So our wrists are right around our low ribs, right around our elbows. And just begin to let your whole body, your head, your shoulders, your hips, to soften down. And as we soften, let's begin to activate now. Grounding the tops of the feet, being firm through your quads, your thighs, so much so kneecaps might lift. And we'll keep our hands nice and light, but think of hugging your elbows in towards one another, almost drawing the shoulder blades together. And on your next inhale, low cobra, lifting the head, the neck, the chest, keeping the gaze down. Again, neck is nice and long. Hands are light. Hips stay pressing. Quads are firming. And on your exhale, we lower with control, melting back down to our mat. We'll take that a few more times. Inhale, low cobra, grounding the feet, the hips. We lengthen our sternum forward and softly up. And on your exhale, let's lower with control. Taking that one more time. Inhale, find your low cobra, lifting the chest up. And this time we'll hold a little bit longer. You have the option to hover your hands, your palms, just a few inches, a few centimeters up off the mat. But if you so choose to lift, I really want you to focus on not losing that hug of your elbows. So that squeeze in. Almost think you have a block there. You're hugging, keeping it nice and stable. Take one more inhale. And on your exhale, let's lower with control. Your next inhale, we'll press back. And exhale, child's pose. Bring your hips to your heels. Soften your heart, your head to the earth. any point today, you're more than welcome to come back to this shape, this posture, at any moment. Just trying your best today to listen to your body, to honor how your body is feeling, because truly our bodies can be our best teachers. So allow yourself to listen, to take what you need, to leave what you don't. And if you're ever unsure, again, you know you have this time to experiment, to explore, giving yourself that freedom, that space to be. And on your next inhale, begin to walk your hands towards the right side of your mat, right side of the room. So maybe your hands keep crawling, coming off the mat. And as we walk over, option to stack left hand on top of your right. We'll soften our heart, our head back down, continuing to reach out through the fingertips, letting the hips sink to the heels. Feeling that left side body expand, stretching nice and open. And on your next inhale, let's lift our head, our chest. We'll keep walking our hands to the right, especially our right hand. We'll take it straight out from our right hip, grounding it down into the earth. Your next inhale, we'll shift our hips up, coming to the shins. Begin to extend your left leg straight out, so we're almost in a gate pose-like shape. I'll turn to face so you can see. Extending that left leg out. We'll take an inhale to sweep our left arm up and overhead. On your exhale, sweep the arm all the way back and down. So just making big circles. Inhale to lift. Exhale to bring it back and around. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. That left arm to the sky. Now let's keep it there. Still grounding into that right palm. Feeling the left fingertips reach as high. Maybe you stay. Your option to lift that left foot up. Begin to bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand, try and grab for the toes. If you get that foot, we'll begin to draw the heel in towards our quad, or towards our glutes, stretching through that left quad. And as we find that heel, drawing it in, I want you to think of continuing to press your hips forward, peeling that left shoulder back, opening the chest. That's my knee cracking. And we'll take one more inhale. And on your exhale, softly release that left foot. We'll come right back to our child's pose. So releasing the hands down, re-bending that left knee back in, sinking the hips to the heels. Child's pose. Your next inhale, begin to walk your hands towards the left side of the mat, so opposite side now. Curling your hands over, maybe finding that stack of right hand on top of left. We'll soften our heart, our head to the earth. Your next inhale, begin to lift your head, your chest. We'll keep walking over to the left, grounding our left palm now in line with our left hip. We'll shift up to our shins and begin to extend that right leg out to the right. On your inhale, sweep your right hand up towards the sky. On your exhale, bring it around and back down. A few more times. Inhaling up. Exhale, back down. Inhale. Exhale. One last round. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Your next inhale, we'll take that right arm to the sky. Growing tall, continuing to ground down with that left hand. Again, maybe you stay, or option to lift that right foot, bend into your right knee and sweep back with the right hand. Catching that foot into the hand, we'll begin to draw that quad in towards our glutes. Finding that lift of the right knee, soft press of the hips forward. Continue to stay with your breath. And on your exhale, we'll softly begin to release the foot, coming back in a child's pose, releasing that right leg, bringing our hands back down, coming all the way back, child's pose. Your next inhale, begin to shift forward, coming towards our tabletop. But rather than coming all the way up, we'll spread our fingers wide, we'll tuck our toes, begin to lift your knees, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now, since it's our first down dog, you can hang out here in stillness. You can find a little movement, maybe bending the knees, straightening the legs, walking out your dog. Maybe you sway the hips side to side. You could take a twist. Honestly, anything. Just checking in, settling in, exploring. If you're finding movement, let's come back to stillness in our downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, come high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze towards your hands. Keeping your hips high, we'll begin to walk our feet to our hands. One step at a time, just walking our way up. Coming into a forward fold, let your feet land about hips width distance. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to the shins, maybe to the earth. Beginning to lengthen the crown of the head forward. Nice flat back shape. Beginning to send the weight forward towards the toes. Exhale to fold, ragdoll. We'll find a nice soft bend in the knees, grabbing opposite elbows. Letting our entire upper body hang heavy. The head, the neck, the shoulders to relax. Maybe you find a little sway, side to side. Maybe shaking out the head, yes and no. And coming to stillness, on your exhale, release your elbows. Let your hands get heavy to the earth. We'll keep a generous bend into both knees. If you have a block, option to invite it in. It's not necessary, but just an addition, lifting the earth up to us. We'll plant our left palm underneath our face or coming to the left fingertips, you choose. And on your next inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. As the right arm reaches, begin to straighten through your right leg, bending into your left knee. Continuing to reach, lengthen, maybe gazing up. Take one more inhale. Exhale to fold, to unwind, re-bending into that right knee. Plant your right palm. Inhale your left arm to the sky. Other side, now straightening through the left knee, reaching through the left fingertips. We'll take one more full breath. And exhale to release. Inhale, halfway lift. Find that length. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root down to rise all the way up. Stand tall, sweep the arms to the sky, maybe look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, closing in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, both arms to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Adding on, inhale. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms. Stepping back to your plank, we'll flow through our first vinyasa. So option to keep the knees lifted, or we lower the knees to a supported plank. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, we'll shift forward and lower, maybe halfway, maybe all the way. Inhale to your back bend. Low cobra, maybe a full cobra, maybe even upward facing dog. And on your exhale, downward facing dog. We lift the hips, tucking the toes, staying with our breath. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg back and up, three-legged dog. On your exhale, shift forward. Step your right foot between your hands. You might need to help that foot up, but once it lands, we'll stay on our fingertips, bending into our right knee, letting our hips sink down, but still firming through that back left quad so it's nice and strong. Keep your left hand under your left shoulder. Inhale your right arm to the sky. Nice runner's lunge with a twist. One more inhale. Exhale, unwind. Softly begin to shift your hips back. Bending into that back left knee, we'll release it down and continue to straighten out through the right leg. Maybe walk your hands back. Option to untuck the toes. But we keep lengthening out through that right leg. We'll flex our right toe, our right ankle towards us. Take an inhale to find length through the spine. And on your exhale, let's soften. Folding, rounding. Continuing to softly ground that right heel. Feel your right outer hip hug in. On your next inhale, lift your head, your chest. Rebend into your right knee, walking the hands forward. We'll take an inhale to rise, sweeping arms up, full low lunge. Stay grounding into your right heel, that back left shin, feeling the outer hips hug in, the low belly drawing in and up. And when you're ready, we'll take our right hand, grabbing for our left wrist. Take an inhale to lengthen to the sky. On your exhale, send it up and over to the right. Nice side body stretch. We'll keep the hips shifting forward, thinking of peeling the chest back, especially that left shoulder back, opening to the sky. On your inhale, we rise back up. Release your grip. On your exhale, we plant the palms down. Tuck your back toes, lift your left knee, stepping back to your plank, flowing through your vinyasa. We will meet in downward facing dog, however you choose to travel your way back. Once you arrive, inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, shift forward, stepping the left foot between the hands, runner's lunge. Again, we stay high on the hands, high on the ball of that back foot. Continuing to bend into the front left knee, firming through that right quad. We'll plant our right hand, inhale your left arm to the sky. On your exhale, we fold, releasing that left hand. We'll begin to shift the hips back, soft bend into that right knee as we release it down, and lengthen through the left leg. Half splits. So as we lengthen through that left side, we'll keep our hands under our shoulders, begin to flex into the left foot. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, begin to lift your head, your chest. On your exhale, we'll rebend into that left knee, walking forward. Take an inhale to rise, to sweep the arms up, low lunge. We're here on the other side now, continuing to ground into that left heel. We'll take an inhale, grabbing the right wrist with the left hand. Another breath in to lengthen up. On your exhale, send it up and over to the left. Little side body stretch. Again, we'll let the hips sink, peeling the chest back, staying with the breath. On your inhale, let's rise. Release that grip. Exhale, plant your palms, tucking the right toes. Lift your right knee and stepping back to your plank, flowing through your vinyasa. We will meet in downward facing dog. Once back in down dog, take another full inhale here. And on your exhale, child's pose. Release your knees, big toes to touch. Sinking the hips to the heels will soften the heart, the head to the earth. On your next inhale, begin to walk your hands back towards you, lifting your head, your chest. Depending on your child's pose setup, you might need to lengthen out your stance, so widen out your stance more so. Taking your knees further apart, almost thinking of bringing the knees towards the outer edges of the mat. Now as we take this lift up, this seat up, we'll keep our hands grounded, keeping the left hand down. Take an inhale to reach your right arm to the sky, to open up, to expand. And then on your exhale, take that right hand, thread it underneath the left armpit, threading that needle. So we'll softly release the right shoulder, right side of the head. You could always bring a block under that head, letting the earth meet you. We'll soften down, continuing to reach that right hand out, gazing towards the left. Now maybe that left hand stays, or maybe you take a walk with the fingertips, walking that arm out towards the top edge of the mat. Maybe you take a little stroll over to the right side. And on your next exhale, rebend into that left elbow. Plant your left palm beside you. And inhale, unwind. Reach back up to the sky. Expand. And exhale, we unwind. Come back to center. Planting that right palm now. Inhale your left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread that left hand through. Threading that needle, landing on the other side. So we'll soften that left shoulder down, left side of the head. And if you chose to take that walk, maybe a bind on the other side, we'll find that again here. Evening ourselves out. And on your next exhale, we'll plant the right palm down beside us. Inhale to unwind, to reach up to the sky, to expand. Exhale, softly release. We'll begin to sweep the legs out from underneath us, coming all the way down to a seated position. And just like the beginning of class, we will give ourselves plenty of space back behind us. We'll find our way onto our backs, just like how we started. So nice and slow, begin to roll yourself down, letting your shoulders, your head soften back, taking up this space. And just like last time, the beginning of class, we find ourselves here. We'll let our entire body begin to relax. But rather than extending the legs out long, we'll find our knees bent and the soles of our feet grounded to the earth. We'll take our feet about hips width distance, grounding the feet down. Let your arms relax either down beside you or off to the side in a big T, wherever feels best. And on your next inhale, we'll lift the right foot up towards the sky, extending that leg, holding here. Flex into your right ankle, drawing toes to you, pressing the heel to the sky. On your exhale, we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Figure 4 with the legs. As that right ankle lands, we'll keep the ankle flexed so the toes stay drawing back towards our knee, but we'll think of guiding the right thigh away from us. You could even take your right hand to the right thigh to help guide. Just finding a bit of a stretch through that outer right hip, outer right thigh. And you'll always have the option to explore lifting that left foot up, threading the hands through, finding the back side of your left thigh. And if your left foot's lifted, softly begin to release it back down. Extend your arms out in a big T shape, maybe bending, cactusing, or taking a goalpost shape with the arms. And once the hands land, heel toe your left foot just a touch to the left, and begin to let your knees, your legs soften towards the right side of the mat. So we're letting everything melt down. Letting the thighs grow heavy. You might feel a nice stretch through the left side, the left quad, through that left hip flexor. And you have the option to explore gazing to the left, looking past the left shoulder. And just stay with your breath here. Really focusing on lengthening out the breath, smoothing out the breath. So taking nice, full inhales in and long exhales out. And taking your time, we'll slowly unwind back to center, uncrossing the legs, resetting the feet, so grounding the feet down. On your inhale, extend your left leg to the sky, straightening through the knee. Begin to flex into your left ankle as if you're standing against the ceiling. And on your next exhale, we'll find that cross, that figure 4 on the other side, letting the left ankle land on top of that right thigh. And don't lose that flex of the left foot. So the toes are continuing to actively draw back towards our knee as we think of guiding that left thigh away from us. And if you chose to take that lift of the opposite foot last side, maybe you find that again here, threading the hands through, finding that right thigh. If your right foot is lifted, softly release it back down to the earth. Extend your arms out to that T shape if they're not already there. Heel toe your right foot over to the right just a touch. And again, we'll let our legs melt down to the earth, this time over towards the left. Letting the thighs grow heavy, the hips to soften. And maybe you turn your gaze to the right. Just continuing to stay with your breath. Allowing the breath to soften not only the physical, but also the mental body, the emotional body. And taking your time, slowly begin to unwind back to center. Once in center, let's rebend our knees into our chest, giving ourselves a big squeeze in just one final time. Take one more big breath in. And on your exhale, we'll release everything down, beginning to set up for our final resting position. So allow your legs to lengthen. Allow your arms to soften. And we'll gently close our eyes. Just relaxing into the face. Releasing the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And we'll let go of controlling our breath, allowing ourselves these last final moments to simply be. Shavasana. keeping the body really heavy, begin to just invite gentle movements back in. You can wiggle through fingers and toes. Maybe circle out wrists and ankles. Most importantly, we'll take deeper inhales, inviting life and movement back in. As you're ready, we'll extend both arms up overhead, finding a full body stretch. And we'll slowly roll towards one side, maybe your favorite side. And we'll press ourselves up to meet in a comfortable seat. And as you arrive, we'll try our best to keep our eyes closed. And we'll meet with our hands at heart center. We'll bring our palms to touch, beginning to rest our thumbs against our heart space. And we'll spread the rest of the fingers out to the world around us. Option to soften your chin a little closer towards your chest. Taking these last moments to give yourself thanks and gratitude for taking this time to fill your cup, for taking this time for your practice. And from my heart to yours, I bow to you. Namaste.